They can afford to get started, but they can make as much as they want to go live the life that they want. This is it. This is the only way. And so now it's a matter of, are you going to apply the things you're going to learn today and put them in, be coachable, be trainable to what they are. Number one, you got to write down your why. You want to know why you're going to do this thing, and it better be deep. It's not the surface. And if you sit there and say, that's really not that important, I said that too, and it took me 9 months and $72,000 later to figure out that it was pretty important. And you can do it however you want to. It's your business. You can do what you want, as long as it's within policy and procedures. Just say that, right?
Absolutely.
But it's important that you understand why you're doing it and what you want to come out. The next thing you got to do is you need to make a commitment to. So number two, make a commitment. A commitment is based around goals. You know, how many people have set goals and they've written them down? Set goals. Really have written down goals of what you want to achieve, when you want to achieve it. They're measurable. They're specific. You've got to have those.
They're smart.
You got to have them, right? If you're not smart, that doesn't mean that you're not smart, but I'll tell you that's the smartest way to get there, right? If you don't write these down and you don't keep them in front of you, they just become part of life. I love what Paul said earlier. Life. Every day, right? And it happens in everybody's life. No one's immune to it. No one's out away from it. No one can control it. So it's change. It's constantly happening. It's coming at it. And if you don't have something that keeps you on course, you're all over the place. You know, I'll give you a perfect example. I've used this today, but I got to live it last night. There's better ways of getting to certain places, right? And the straightest line is usually the best way to get there. So I have this great assistant, and I love her, but she's not maybe the best travel, what do you call those people? Travel planner in the world. So I'm in Austin, Texas. I leave there at 5 o'clock Central Time to come to Seattle. But on the way to get to Seattle, I got to go to Atlanta. So I got to fly 2 hours to Atlanta to fly 5 hours back to Seattle. How many people know there might be a better way to do that? Right? So if we chart it out, we can find a more efficient way to get to where we want to go. But it's only by setting your goals and then putting a plan around those goals to keep you on track. Right? So that's what goals are. I set short-term, medium, long goals. You got to have what you want today. And then you got to break those down. So 3 types of goals. You got your goals for your vision and future of what you want. And then you've got the most important ones, I think, are called activity goals. Right? Activity goals are things that you set down and they're measurable because you're going to set down how many of those you're going to do a day. Now, everybody has a way of bringing stuff to knowledge in here. I'm going to pull this up here. Set your goals. Project your trim off. While that's coming up, I'm going to talk about it. You want to set your activity goals based on things that drive results. How many people are busy? Busy. Chrissy's not busy? Awesome. You're going to love this business. I think we're all busy in some sort of fashion. Right? We all have time that we'd rather do something else with if we had some spare time. Like I would rather spend some time with my 5-month-old than maybe do something like go do business meetings every day. Right? But I also know that I have a commitment that if I'm going to get what I want, it's going to take some sacrifices. And I'm willing to give it maybe 1 or 2 days for this so that she can have it time later at abundance. That's my choice. So I set up my goals, and I do my activities goals based around things that drive results. And only in this industry, there are only 4 things. This is a very simplistic business. In fact, that was why it was so hard for me to get over myself. Right? 9 months, $72,000 later, I finally decided to surrender myself to the obvious. It was just too simple. I couldn't believe that could generate the kind of revenue I wanted it to create. It's simple. It's not easy, it's simple. There's a difference. These 4 key elements are the only places in this business that drive results. Invite, expose, validate, and enroll. Those are the 4 key areas. Now, inside of each one of those, there's a lot of things that go on that you can do. Your invitations, you can invite people a lot of different ways, right? You can go out and invite people that you know by the phone or by texting. I don't know why we keep going on like this.
Oh, you're, yeah.
No. Maybe I got something set up there. I might have to turn that on in a second. But, you know, the invitation is one way. You can go and do a lot of invitations by going out and sampling people, right? Sample people. And the invitation is very important. Expose. The exposure is when you're sharing the plan with somebody, right? When you go out and show the plan to someone, you're exposing them. You're inviting them to calls. You're inviting them to meetings. You're inviting them to home meetings. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're exposing them. Validate. This is so important. How many people would love to be able to get Paul Seagraves on the phone with somebody? That would be a pretty good validation, right? Who would love to get Cynthia on the phone with some of your people? Wouldn't that help you get the message across?
Yes.
I'm not going to, see, I learned early, don't ask if you want me on the phone, because then no one, I can't survive that one. So I just don't ask, I always use somebody else. You need validation. Validation is the websites, it's the documentation, it's all the things that are out there. It's also 3-way calls, it's your upline, it's corporate, it's everything that you can use to give them a third-party validation. It's important that you have that. And the last thing that you make money on is enrollment. That's enrolling customers and distributors. They're both very important. How many people want to build a business that will last a lifetime? I don't see anybody that says that they want to go and build it and have it go away tomorrow. Right? And the way that you do that is by having good customers. Customers. And it's kind of the cursing word of network marketing. But if you understand the value of the product and you've got them locked in, even if they decide the business is not for them, they'll stay on the product as a customer. That's why we start with that. Okay? That's where the true longevity comes from. I saw that get ready to happen. Figured it out now. Okay. So you want to make your activity goals based on these 4 things. I do daily, weekly, and monthly activity goals because they're measurable. So my daily goals for activities might be like this. I'm going to introduce 2